your treants, you know, get them away. Yeah, I think it was always going to be rough for them just going up against Fanatic, right? And I'm a little bit disappointed. Where is the Quap Arcana? That's what I wanted to see, but...
Admirable.
They're hogging the levels. Elf, Ice, he gets the pause and questions himself. Oh no, it's because Jabs is DC.
我是一个没有感情的刷钱机器。
That is a lot of chat lines. Oh man. Alright. Any interesting item choices coming out already here? Clockwork might be trying to do some pulling here. Get the double wave stacked up. Don't have the greatest ways to deal with it with this Snapfire.
我是一个没有感情的刷钱机器。
Nope. Which is a bit of a pain. I mean, it is useful for with these items that we're seeing on Fanatic. We're seeing some usefulness for pushing the towers, but also harassing in lane, with the Blightstone being picked up both by the position 1 and 2. 23 Savage and Moon both opting to go. So trying to get a bit of bullying happening. Get those tangos off the Queen of Is she bald for you as well? The portrait looks like it's bald. Yeah, in the actual game itself, she has the hood, but in the portrait, she's bald. So...
Surprise! Along with my rage. Energy!
Yeah, it's one of those things that is similar with like a Kunkka, right? That makes it really effective. Even if you go something that's going to be constantly harassing you out, like a Quap, for example, with a Shadow Strike, it doesn't really matter because you can just TP straight back.
Такие вот, типа, когда там у игрока что-то там залагало, ему надо реконнектнуться. И, честно...
What? 30 seconds to go. No mana.
Yeah, exactly. And well, we'll see what Jabs does if they're just trying to go for early kills down here. It very much is possible. The DJ Ember Spirit, if he opts to go for a Searing Chains early up, but
Battle begins.
and as well with Jabs, we're seeing the Boots of Speed as well on him, so maybe predicting that we might be seeing a bit of lane cutting here from the Clockwork. So at least chasing up a little bit, but Clock's always going to be that little bit faster, 15 extra movement speed to start the game.
Of the wood.
It was potentially in a little bit of trouble. This deep ward here by Eris has scattered it out a little bit, but it's going to back up and go on the other side of the shrine and be perfectly safe. And 8 last hits, so he's doing quite well. I'm interested to see how Moon goes about doing this, because against a Queen of Pain, not the greatest ability to shove waves all too much. I mean, I guess you can commit your treants heavily onto it, and that gives you a little bit of extra time that you need to start making these rotations happen, especially once you hit that level 6 mark. But let's see if Jamesy's mindful of that and keeps the lane pushed heavily onto the dire side of the map if he can.
So Clockwork just keeps coming over here and body blocking the small camp. Not going to give Jabs any tools to really reset the lane here. And they have stacked up this big camp as well. So the Lifestealer can shove the lane forward and then they can get some side pulls going. It would be good if Jabs could somehow interrupt that, but I don't really know how much he's going to be able to do. He's just lurking on the backside of the lane here, keeping his eyes on things. Hops over the top of the Clockwork and makes it back to his team. Now, DJ level 2 making the rotation in here does have the chains. They do not have the follow-up stun. 23 Savage just going to send the bear forward. It has been slowed down already. So, it doesn't seem like there's going to be any really big play here. But we do have the full tri-lane versus tri-lane kind of getting locked in. I think DJ was hoping to make something happen with the level 2 rotation, but doesn't get an immediate kill. Though they are going to get this, they get this stacked pull going. So if they can defend this, that's going to be a lot of experience denied away from Cignal.
Yeah. Handy. DJ loves fighting in those enclosed areas as well, and yeah, I mean, with it's the hard camp double stacked, that's very easy to just quickly clear out the waves. It's not a small stack where you can start to make that rotation through.
Had the slight chains, but DJ would have had to pop the mango to get both spells out there. And Jabs straight back at it, gets another wave pulled through. Cignal does look like they're going to be better positioned to contest this time around, but the lane's already been pulled back towards the tower, so 23 Savage can be pretty happy playing under there. Mid lane, 20-2 up against the 18 for 9, and these mid lane heroes really going to be the big question when it comes to this top lane and how much longer they're going to be able to sit here as a tri-lane versus tri-lane, and both position 4s are already thinking about the 4-minute rune, looking to contest it right now. Living Armor to help out the Ember a little bit, but looks like you're still going to be the one to secure it. Jamesy really wanted that, but it was just about to get denied by the Treant, so...
Oh, a little bit of a grief, but at the same time, some good play coming out from Moon, as well as DJ, putting that constant pressure up. Bottom side, Ice is doing a really good job down here, getting some denies off. He's leading in the experience mark. He's had a couple of double waves somehow pulled underneath his tower, so to make the rest of his team a lot more sustainable as well, not opting for any points in the Leech Seed because realizing he doesn't really have that kill potential in lane.
Yeah, and the ability is a little bit garbage, let's face it.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of rings. He's got 2 rings of protection and a ring of regen currently. I don't even know if Train Protector has enough fingers, but you know, we won't question too much.
I'm in the position to make like a joke about how trees have rings based on their age, but I'm just not going to do it.
So you're going to acknowledge that, but not actually going to...
No, okay, I'm too dumb to be able to make a smart enough.
Right. Okay, so still one more bounty over here. Looks like Fnatic gonna grab 3. Jab's just playing, you know, pretty deep in here, looking for a couple of couriers. Looks like he is going to be able to snipe Clockworks quickly. They do not want to come and play here at all. He's still level 1 on this Snapfire, so Jabs is definitely going to need some time in a lane at some point to catch up a little bit, but for now seems content to just really let his Lone Druid get all of the experience, really get off to a hot start.
Here comes Moon, top lane.
Yeah, this is the rotation that we were kind of looking for. Oh, the Wrath of Nature does huge damage. Do they have enough to finish this kill off? DJ running forward, really trying to get the Slight Chains. Finally comes out, and then it's going to be First Blood drawn by DJ. Man, Wrath of Nature is just an insane ability.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing as well. We saw it, we called it the entire time. Level 6, as soon as he gets it, the mid lane was actually pushed a fair way underneath his mid tower, but when you use that Wrath of Nature, you can just push it back a little bit while getting that same ganking, potential on the top side.
Okay, Jamesy feeling like he needs to make a rotation to answer. So he's gonna pick up this haste and comes running top, but he just goes straight under the tower, and that was the ult he popped by 23 Savage. Was not expecting the Quap to just go blinking in like that, but he gets annihilated. And all right, there you go. We're 1 for 1 on the mid lane ganks thus far.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a misplay from Fnatic, right? Like, look at the Observer wards. Really tough movement coming through there, but able to respond quickly enough.
Yeah, he was just kind of sitting directly under the tower. I wonder if he maybe needed to be over in the trees or something, but... What's happening at bottom? Ice almost has his Necrobook picked up. Jabs is coming down here. Has managed to snag level 3 off of the mid lane, it looks like, and a little bit of pressure onto Van, but I mean, he's got a Vanguard, so... I don't really know how much they're going to do to him here. The Wrath of Nature is coming through at some point, I believe. A little bit of damage. Trouble for Moon is going to get knocked out. James coming down now. As Moon just going to look for the TP out. Looks like he is going to be successful. Jab's in a little bit of danger, but might be able to pull off the same maneuver. He's looking for him in the trees. Does spot him out. And with that little bit of vision, does seem like Jabs will be the one to take the fall.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a 3-man rotation just to be able to pick off position 5, but yeah, good movement as well to discourage Moon getting a lot of extra pressure onto that tower. Now that you've got the Necrobook coming up in about 200 gold, should expect to see some real tower taking potential come through.
And you can start to see the plan coming together for Fnatic, right? It's a very standard item build on the Lone Druid, but the Nature's Prophet is just rushing a mech. And we've also got this Necrobook coming together for the Treant Protector, so if they start winning a couple of these fights, they're going to have the sustain, they're going to have the pushing power, and the same really cannot be said for Cignal, so they're going to have to be very careful about their rotations, their split pushing, where they choose to park their Centaur, and making sure that they can hold on to these things as long as possible.
Yeah. We were talking about the differences between the different regions, SEA, Europe, China, wherever else, and well, something that we've really been seeing is this early Urn of Shadows coming through from a lot more of these active heroes. You know, we've seen it with Puppey picking it up as a Weaver, and DJ's gone for it, the Ember Spirit this time around.
Yeah, if you can get it almost just as your first item, I think it feels so good, especially if you know that you're going to go Vessel, just to start getting those extra charges built up. Almost reminds me of when people used to kind of get it on Spectre. Oh, Slight Chains, here goes the Wrath of Nature. They're going to try again for this Centaur. Can they get him this time around? Seems to be going a little bit more successfully. Here comes the auto attacks from Moon, and that will be a quick kill into the immediate tower pressure. And you kind of have to ask yourself, what were Cignal doing on the map during this time? Jamesy's just farming up a little bit in the jungle. The Lifestealer also just kind of farming in lane. And Clockwork only level 4, really, so not a whole lot that he's able to contribute, and the tower just getting melted at bottom.
Yeah, level 4 only, and only a Tranquil Boots as well. Meanwhile, with that kill, Moon's got his mechanism coming out to him, opting for an armlet as well on a butt, so realizing the need to take a lot of this early aggression and try and push it back into Fnatic, but with a lot of that sustain, some of that BKB and rage piercing with Ice Ice Ice, so we'll see how it goes for him, but it's not looking great.
Jabs, alright, hops over into the trees here, doesn't want to TP out, I think wants to soak a little more experience if he can. Bounty rune's coming up.
Found him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's on the run.
Dire's top
Cookie
tower
still on cooldown for 5, that tree is not cut down, so he's going to have to go to the south. Jabs looking for the slowdown onto Reese, but Stampede comes through, and that is going to be another kill. They're going to just park Ice 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 up here to try and hold on to the tier 1 tower a little bit longer. Over at mid, 23-7,
this would be a huge kill.
Jamesy, the auto attacks with the double damage. Once again, the ulti just not doing nearly enough. I don't even think it did anything for him there. It was still mid-transformation down.
Okay, that's the exact thing that you have to do, right? You've got a lot of these aggressive heroes. Basically, LD was the only one not
Trouble for Jamesy, just the 2 supports at mid, but can they kill him? The Wrath of Nature finishes him off. Not respecting the chains into the cookie enough. And now Fnatic looking for this mid tier 1 tower, or at least a little bit of damage on it. Ice 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 able to keep on holding on to this top tier 1 for a very long time, even dragging the creep wave over into the neutrals. He's being such a nuisance up here.
Name a more iconic duo, Ice 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 and being a nuisance.
Yep, Grievous almost gets brought down here at mid, but is going to end up surviving. That's the Mortimer's Kisses launching. Van running over looking for DJ. Does have a couple of remnants. Doesn't have one out currently, though. So needs to split off to the side. Buying a bit more time, buying a bit more time. Jamesy waiting for him, though. Finds the intercept. Ice Ice Ice, can he escape? Just going to go for the TP. Unfortunately, no hook shot just yet on Ares.
Yeah, unlucky as well with the battery assault ending a couple of seconds too early for him to make that rotation through. So an alright defense coming through from Cignal there, but just feels so concerned about, again, this aggression coming through. Moon, he's opting to go into an Orchid, so trying to catch out this Queen of Pain, who is also going for the same style of items. So positioning and vision is going to be even more important than usual in this game.
But yeah, it has to be said, Cignal holding on pretty well so far. About coming under some pressure at bottom. Doesn't even have a point in the infest just yet. Is opting to max out the feast and the rage as much as he possibly can.
Yeah. And it has to be said as well, the fact that they've been able to take these pretty decent trades on Cignal despite not having the hookshot or the Will-O-Wisp on their supports is influential. Nearly about to get it on Grims, but he's going to be caught out by SSIs perhaps, but speedy, keeper of the light.
DJ just keeps running at this lifestealer. The Wrath of Nature, they now have enough mana on Moon. So, bot needs to be a little bit careful here.
You don't think we would see like an armlet toggle gone awry?
Yeah, I hope not, but you know, it could happen. Necrobook getting chased here by Jamesy is going to clean it up for some nice gold. And Fnatic just starting to take over the Radiant jungle. Because they don't have to give away their top tier 1. They're just continuing to either TP the Train Protector or the Nature's Prophet up here to hold. And this was always kind of the concern against this lineup, that you're going to give away all your tier 1s and not take any of your own.
But with an interesting rotation through, you've got both cores down here. He does have the Infest available, but I suppose with the Fortify, he's feeling relatively safe. He's got his team backing him up, but there's also Fnatic sitting right here.
Yeah, DJ just waiting on the back lines, putting some damage onto the creeps. Grim's coming in, they do have the Will-O-Wisp available. Clockwork finally has the hookshot as well. They jump forward, they're looking for the pop immediately onto the Lone Druid, but this time around he manages to get the ult off. They've also got the mech helping to keep him alive a little bit longer. Jabs laying down the fire of Bot and Van, just running straight through it. Double kill for Jabs. 2 for 1 thus far in this fight. Ice 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 getting caught out a little bit by the Clockwork, but that's already the Clock's full combo. He doesn't have any more damage, and now he makes it back to his team, caught up by the chains, brought down, and Fnatic, even though they lose the Lone Druid, definitely winning that team fight in the end.
Yeah, didn't even have to use the Overgrowth that time, and Ice 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 was in a pretty good position to be able to pop it off. The Will-O-Wisp only hitting onto the bear, so, you know, it's good that you're able to sustain 23 Savage from getting out of control in this game, but the remainder of the team are doing just as good a job.
Yeah, they really needed like the Will-O-Wisp or the Clockwork to somehow interrupt the Mortimer's Kisses. But I think as soon as Jab saw that the hook shot was on the Tree Protector, he was just like, that's it. I'm going for it. Moon trying for a TP out up top here, and is gonna make it. Locking down the
shot was half a second off cooldown.
Yeah, I clicked on him just as that started. It was like 5 seconds to go. DJ just running around everywhere, behind waves, constantly putting pressure, poking and prodding. This is going to be a 2-2 bounty split, but Cignal still not making it onto the dire side of the map to be able to push any kind of objectives. At least they've got the #1 net worth on the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be said, James has been doing a really good job here. He's got his completed Orchid now, so you can see that all of the aggression, all of the pressure is now on Cignal's side. Van, he's going to take the front lines. He's got his Vanguard completed. Perhaps a Crimson Guard flying out as well? No, just the stick.
Oh. Ice up to his old tricks. Gonna keep on trying to hold on to this top tier 1 tower, sending the Necrobook out to defend, spamming the living armor. And unless they can somehow find him, I don't really think they're going to be able to do anything. Moon pressuring on the opposite side. Van with the blink forward, but a little bit off the mark with the hook bump. So Moon just walks it off, and Cignal with a pretty big rotation down here to defend this tier 2 tower. Yeah. Scouting things a little.
I mean, you just see the difference in those sorts of rotations, right? Oh, bit of action happening here. Caught out with the Searing Chains combo. But, like, you had 4 heroes go top, right? And they want to obviously take that. They're feeling confident, but there was the Sonic Wave on 15 seconds cooldown, I believe. So not feeling confident enough to be able to take that team fight.
Well, Kisses. A bot. Alright, I mean, he's still got Rage, so... Give a problem. Rage comes out. Just fine. Up top, they're looking for Ice. They have managed to hit him with the dust. Still a pretty tanky boy, and does actually manage to make it out of the cogs quickly. He's got the Necrobook off cooldown. Jamesy committing everything. Can he deny himself with the Necrobook? Alright, not gonna go for it. Does just get screamed down in the end. Over at mid, they've managed to catch out Grims a little bit. Does get the knockback. DJ looking to finish him off with the slight, but
he lived.
Yeah, he's good. And now Sensor trying to keep them here. He does have the Stampede available, but team may be a little bit far away. Hookshot on cooldown, but they are just going to rush in the Clockwork. Trouble for Moon. He does still have the mech. DJ and Jabs waiting up on the high ground, but no Mortimer's Kisses, so no real threat damage-wise. 23 Savage going to come over, but it's just to use the Roar. And that does mean 2 big cores dying on the side of Fanatic in the last couple of minutes. And finally, a bot is going to say, all right, finally I get this tier 1 tower in the off lane. Oh, they're going on the Centaur here.
I think they're okay with it. They realize the need for having to push out that bottom lane a little bit, and sure, he ends up going down for it, but just having that tier 1 tower gone is incredibly influential for Cignal right now. They're holding on. Doing a pretty good job. They haven't gone anything uber late game here with the lineup on Fanatic's side, right? It's a lot of this early pressure. I mean, Lone Druid's always going to be a big threat as it gets later on, but these things like the Orchid, things like the Mechanism, they are stuff that drop off a little bit. So, being for a little concern.
Is this the world that we live in now for Lone Druid item builds? I mean, up until he grabbed that quarterstaff, which is eventually going into the MKB, he just had 5 branches on the hero.
I was about to ask you about it, but there's just been so much action going on throughout. I was like, what item do you think he's holding right now, or what items? But yeah, just want to go for the most cost-efficient, I suppose.
Ooh, Grim's trying to get some wards down here, but it's going to get caught out. Very quickly dealt with.
And it's such a rarity, right, where they do get the chance to move off to the Dire side of the map. We saw previously all of this Dire vision placed down on the Radiant jungle. It's expired by now, so back off a little bit. Overgrowth's going to catch him out.
Yeah, there's no way out for him at this point. Silence, Jab's running up, gets his little bit of damage in as well. And it will be DJ grabbing the kill in the end. You can see that Cignal are telling themselves, they're like, all right, the play that we're supposed to be able to make here is to try and invade the Dire jungle, right? And we get some wards down, we can kind of shove that out. That's how we're going to buy some time. The problem is that you're playing against a lineup that can hold you out of their jungle with relatively little commitment, right? It's either just the Train Protector sitting up here, or the Nature's Prophet TPs for a little bit. They've got a lot of ways to just manipulate and control the lanes constantly.
Yeah, and now they've taken that 2-1. Oh, they've actually found out someone here.
Yeah, Savage in a little bit of trouble, but he's quite tanky. Gets pushed up onto the high ground, and now the Bear just gonna go for Jamesy. He's been silenced up. No way out of that one. Reed's also looking pretty dead. The Cookie, straightforward from jabs. 2 quick kills, and Cignal just never quite all together, it feels like. They're always getting split up by the constant lane pressure, and Fnatic always punishing them for that. I'm really questioning this Lifestealer pick as well. Like, you know, it was the last pick of the entire draft, and it just doesn't... I don't know if it's looked quite good enough to justify it being, you know, last.
Trying to make something happen. 3v5 here as they're going for the Roshan, but again, Ice, he's locked out a little bit with the Ironwood tree, but...
Oh, Van, he's got the Lifestealer inside of him. He immediately gets feared up. Trouble for the Centaur. One more hit, and he's going to be brought down. Ice looking to finish it off. Grims is going to drop down the Will-O-Wisp to try and continue the fight, but Abbat just going to get right-clicked, I think. As we do have a quick pause. He's actually... Oh my god, he's actually disconnected from the game. Well, I was just complaining before about SCA pubs having tons of pauses. Well, that's SCA player games for you as well.
And like, you might think that this is good for Cignal because you've got the Queen of Pain coming through. You can actually say, right, we can make something happen. We've got this Will-O-Wisp, but man, again, the vision game coming through from Fnatic is great. Look at this unconventional place of this Observer Ward, so they've got complete understanding that Jamesy's making this rotation through.
Yeah, and there's no Sonic Wave available either, so I really just don't think that they have the damage here. Like, Moon's still got mech. Ice is full HP. His Blade Mail's cooling down. And maybe
he's got overgrowth.
Yeah. Maybe they could find some kind of a jump and kill on the lone druid. They do see him, so maybe Clockwork can somehow thread the needle here. But even then, I don't know if that's gonna work.
So, if you were in Fnatic's shoes right now, or even in a pub,
yeah,
and it's 20.5 minutes.
Yeah.
You would be very happy if you were a position 5, and at 20.5 minutes, you've got an Ag Scepter completed, because that's what Jabs has flying out to him right now. It's next to the mid-tier 1 tower, and what are we expecting here? Something like an Ember Spirit to get spat in and then just have that immediate escape if he needs to?
I guess, or you just spit the Trade Protector in, and then he overgrowths, and then you follow it up with the regular kisses, and say farewell, enemy team. I don't really know what else you do at that point.
It's an insane amount of farm.
It is. I would really love to look at the gold breakdown after the game. I think a lot of it is probably just coming from the fact that there's all these... He's got 37 last hits, and they've taken a bunch of towers, but he is also, what, 4-2-4? So, yeah, pretty decent scoreline.
All right, so predictions here. Grims dies, Abbat dies, they finish off Roshan.
Yeah, I think so, because he can't even rage TP because they're still overgrowth, so... Grims dead the DJ. Abbat just gonna keep on hitting Ice. Jamesy was trying to chase after Jabs, but he had the last little bit of a haste, and now he's got the gobble up ready to go. Trouble for... And then just... Oh! He's just shooting a creep over at him. He's looking for the kill at Jamesy. It's not quite a long enough stun. He's still hunting for him with the Mortimer's Kisses.
Oh, well, man, they're toying with him, Kip.
Yeah, well, Abbat's not quite dead. And now, actually, Jamesy gonna go back in. Looks like he will be able to finish off Jabs. Ice caught out somewhat, but Nature's Prophet goes looking for Jamesy. Abbat in the middle of everybody. They're pump faking the overgrowth. Do they even really need it? Abbat with the armlet toggles, well, trying to armlet toggle, but DJ finishes him off with the sleight of fist. And Fnatic just rolling from strength to strength here. Probably go and finish up the Roshan before too long if that's what they want to do.
You could tell James was a little bit salty with what that Snapfire tried to do with how aggressive he got onto him.
It was like, all right, nice try, buddy. I'll show you who's the real core in this game. But the Queen of Pain already starting to fall off a little bit, it feels like, as these Fnatic heroes just get tankier.
They've spotted him out again. Oh. DJ's here. Prophet's got TP.
Yeah, oh, and they've got the clumsy net as well, so that secures the TP in for the silence. Van trying to help out, but I think he's also just in a little bit of danger. Oh, the spit out, but Grims manages to dodge it, though DJ still closes the gap. They're going to finish off that kill. And now Centaur trapped in the middle of everything. If he can get his blink off, I think he might be able to blink TP. Probably living. Alright, he's good.
TP Moon. He TPs to try and get him. He's like, oh, a bounty rune. Nice.
Nice. Alright, how long's that been here, guys? Man, he's got the Grove Bow as well. And the full BKB picked up now. So really nothing to fear whatsoever from a lot of these heroes on the side of Cignal. And this does feel to me a lot like a lot of the Centaur games that I've seen recently, where the hero just takes, like, he takes a while to come online. And in general, you can just kind of ignore him. Like,
got a smoke coming through. They're trying to make something happen, but Eris getting in there on the front lines. They make space for him.
Jump in, they only get the stomp onto the bear, hookshot 4, but that's onto the train
nice
protection. Here comes the Will-O-Wisp, but they're all still so damn tanky, and here comes the Overgrowth with the Mortimer's Kisses. That's one dead so far. They do get the Aegis over onto the Lone Druid, so Abat not successful in his endeavor there to finish off the Roche, and then grab that for himself. Jamesy up on the high ground, gets Moon spat at him, and in the duration of that cookie stun, he's going to be brought down. They did manage to grab DJ in the end, but very small consolation prize as Fanatic just looking too strong at this point, and probably
and they got the Roche kill as well on Cignal, but yeah, again, that's not really what matters at this stage.
Well, Grims, all right, he's got the Shadow Amulet. That's going to keep him alive here.
The Chappie special.
But I mean, Ice is dragging waves top. Mid lane's getting pushed by 23 Savage. I'm just looking at this Lone Druid inventory.
Just, you know,
yeah,
just LD things.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
How long until the bear is the hero and you summon the other guy? Because it just doesn't.
I mean, this is the thing that Cignal does all right, is that they've obviously got good high ground defense with the Keeper of the Light, having both the Illuminate and the Blinding Light. But when you get spat at like that...
Yeah, Grims is dead. And like you said, you can throw in DJ and he can just go for a kill and then immediately jump back out. The slow siege continues onto the tower. Ice going in to lay down a couple of punches. He's got the Necrobook off cooldown. Another slight chains. Bop and Abat not very happy with their lot in life. Jump in attempted from the Centaur, but not really doing enough. 23 Savage does have the resummon available, I believe, and now on the front lines of Abat just getting locked down and punched. Surviving for a little bit longer inside of the creep. It's getting sent back towards the fountain. Do have a Sprout. Another nice slight chains from DJ. Abat trying to fight, but here comes the Mortimer's Kisses. Jab's gonna clean up this team fight, and Fnatic gonna clean up this game. GG's.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be said, really nice game from Jamesy, but that was basically it from Cignal's side, right? Chris finishing with 0 kills, Van only the 1. It just felt like they didn't really have, like you were saying before, that overall game plan. It just felt like, what hero do you feel like playing? What counters their hero, as opposed to going into the draft with a real mindset, and Fnatic, again, showing why are the Juggernauts. See if they're able to do it, and who knows, they could surprise us, but based off the records in this tournament, it's going to be a tough ask for them, that's for sure. 21-1-9 for that most recent PA game as well, so he's feeling it lately. You were telling me in the break as well a bit about their recent ranked experiences on particularly on Cignal side.
So yeah, Cignal, I was having a look at the old I think it's getting captured in the stream right now. So I've got the old Overwolf Dota Plus, looking at their ranked games this fun. None of them have had a particularly fun time in pubs as of late, it looks like. All of them are sub 50% win rate currently, a couple of loss streaks here and there. Man, they are they are piling up the
bounties.
The bounties on poor old Van here.
And even with that, he's walking forward, he's feeling confident.
Well, we'll see. Are Fnatic really just were they gonna 5-man top? They were thinking about it at least.
A little bit.
30 seconds to battle.
I mean, they've done this Observer Wood as well, right next to the Roche Pit twice in a row now, so it's going to expire just after that 4-minute rune. So clearly prioritizing that in a heavy way.
Yeah, oh my god, this is double boots. The Tusk Tusk Snapfire as the dual offlane. And the other thing to mention here is the tag team plus little shredder is just a ridiculous amount of damage. It will absolutely annihilate you. And this Deuce is going to need a lot of help, and I don't know if Vengeful Spirit is the hero to do it. Well,
Alright, well, just opted to go for the Scatter Blast early on. Again, like, I don't feel like the little shredder is the way to go extremely early on, but just one value point is for.
yeah, for sure. Definitely looking for that 1 point. DJ just gonna... They don't have a ward down here to block out the small camp or anything, so I imagine he's just gonna go in there and body block it a whole lot.
Yeah.
Really try and get the lane control going. As not a whole lot that the Venge Dusa is really going to threaten down here. I think that's kind of the other problem with their lane, is that it doesn't have a whole lot of kill threat here. All the kill threat is really on the side of Fanatic.
Some pretty decent zoning here being done by Grims. It's going to stop that body block coming through from DJ, so the small camp pull has been enabled.
Yeah, and he blocks the big camp. So if he goes for the immediate small camp, there's not going to be a corresponding pull from DJ, giving him a hard time.
He's got to move, but now's the right time to do it, right? The wave's pushing right into the tower. You want to give a Bart all of that valuable experience underneath the tower.
Oh, Grimm's getting stuck in here a little bit and looking like he might be brought down. A couple more hits with this tag team. Looking for it. Eyesight still diving. Salving up. That gets canceled. And they really wish that a bot could do a little bit more to help. Actually, the first blood getting drawn on the top side of the map. As Fanatic getting 2 kills cross map. I don't know what happened to the Marana, but just looks like just got run down by the Phantom Assassin. Really, not a whole lot else to say.
Yeah. But DJ doing a great job of securing these range creeps as well, realizing how important it is to get those early levels up. It's what enabled them to go for that early kill onto Grims and get what would have been the first blood.
Well, Moon doing quite well at mid, 14-1 up against the 8-0 of the Puck. The other thing that really sucks about the Vengeful Spirit dying like that is didn't get to stack the small camp, but didn't get to block the big camp. So now DJ just being a nuisance, making sure to aggro these creeps so that Grims can't get the pull going. And the lane is exactly where Fnatic want it currently. They're very happy with this lane position. They've got a ton of room to chase. Grims does at least manage to aggro the range creep. That's really nice. What's happening at top? Van's just getting run down here. 23 Savage has another dagger in a second. Oh my god, a Jabs found the Stormcrafter. Alright, nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be a real pain for him. He's having to use the Marana arrow onto it, but it was actually out of mana, so waste there.
Oh, and James is getting zoned out at mid. So he's low, Moon's already salved up, and his courier is on its way back to bring him this salve. So he's just going to be low for the next minute or so. The bot getting gone on a little bit. Here comes the shards. The bot just going to turn around and try and fight this somewhat, but still decent damage. DJ getting turned around on. Fnatic won't be able to get that kill in the end, actually getting driven back pretty heavily. And the wave is pushing. Ares does TP down here, but a bit too late to make anything happen.
Putting the mana shield, doing some real work. Ares trying to stop any sort of, or there, just to get a little bit of vision from this rotation through from the Marana. Keen to get this small camp pull off though, so again, Harris, it feels like he's running around a lot of the time without too much impact, although Ice, he's been caught out here a little bit.
They're kind of low, but again, not a ton of kill potential just because they've got a Medusa as their safe laner. Cold Snap at mid. I think they really need an arrow to land if they have any hope of a kill here.
Just getting some real luck here. Regen rune top side.
Oh, and he manages to dodge the arrow as well. Just wait out this entire regen inside of his Ghost Walk, so he's going to be just fine. Jabs does end up losing his courier. Van choosing to back lane at this point. Not getting any points in the Call of the Wild currently, because he doesn't want to give them over to Jabs. Oh, alright, not quite on the mark there with the cookie, but still some decent damage being done. 23 Savage jumping over to get the dagger out. And it does look like Van's going to be brought down in the end here. One more touch from Jabs will do it. Well, Beastmaster not having a very fun time. And I am, as a safe lane, as a position 5 player, I'm pretty happy seeing Beastmaster get shut down like this, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I've had my fair share of getting Beastmastered in my pubs. Ice getting combo stunned down here. Nice rotation, Mirana in the right place at the right time, and looks like he might be brought down, leap forward. He's still got the stick charges, baiting a little bit. They need the vision. Ice, one more touch, throws the charge backwards to try and trap the Mirana here under the tower. He's going to be okay, and at least Cignal getting on the board.
Nicely done there. I'm a little surprised that DJ didn't TP sooner, because they did use the Chen ability to get him on the top side, so he had his TP available.
Did he go all the way back to the fountain? I was wondering if he was maybe waiting for mana or something. Regardless, it is a kill. What was the bounty rune split there? 2-2. Or maybe a little better for Cignal. I don't know. I think maybe they got both bottom
was 2-2.
and maybe.
Yeah.
Well, mid lane going very well for Moon, as it turns out. 36-15 up against 23-0 on the puck. Kind of a full level ahead currently. DJ found himself a DD, and Mirana a little bit low on leaps here. DJ still waddling after him. Now he's going to run bottom. This is actually kind of troublesome for Cignal. Lane is not in a good position. Gonna hope for the pull. Trouble for Van at top. Another dagger from 23 Savage. Doesn't have the crit just yet. Doesn't even really need it. Just chases the Beastmaster down. Jabs is able to stack in jungle in the meantime. So now Moon interrupts after the orb's already been used. Nice phase shift from James. He's gonna dodge a little bit more of the damage, but Moon's still just coming in with the auto attacks. At bottom, they do find the turnaround onto DJ. They rotated the supports. Fanatic not going to end up getting that kill that they were hoping for with the double damage.
Yeah, the one saving grace of this game so far for Cignal is Abart's having an alright time. You know, he's getting some decent farm down here, but when you just compare it to 23 Savage, you know, getting that solo kill up against Van on the Beastmaster, Jabs being able to spend a lot of the time in the jungle, he's going.
If he doesn't dodge his tornado, he's just dead, right? Oh, nice arrow. Moon, tornado. Alright. Well, he gets the turnaround kill at least, but good for Jamesy that he got it first. Van just dead again at top. Beastmaster's game getting really shut down here, Danog.
Yeah, and well, they had it right with all those bounties that they put on his head, that's for sure.
Yeah, they knew what the plan was. I think they just realized how miserable of a Beastmaster game it was based on their draft. And the problem with the Medusa, right, is that she's not going to go and fix any of these other lanes. Even if your Medusa was #1 on net worth, she is not going to go and gank and like make space for the other heroes to catch back up. No. Abad just wants to keep on farming, and Fnatic are not going to have 1 inch of that. They are just charging at the Medusa currently, driving her out of her own jungle. Grims is going to pay the price here. Quickly brought down by Moon. They do not have the urn just yet.
And that's the thing that really gets punished, right, by not banning out either the Enchantress or the Chen, because the Beastmaster, have a look at his skill build, he's gone 2-0-2. And
yeah,
what can you really do against that? And that enabled this PA pick, right? Like, all of this kill potential suddenly gets nullified a whole lot more if you do have that risk of dying if you overextend against these boars.
It does kind of feel like Fnatic have just outdrafted Cignal in both of these games. Dice coming up top. Fnatic once again going for this, you know, sort of reversing the lane, sending the offlaner to come and hold the safe lane while they rotate through and just look for these tier 1 towers. Not as fast of a pushing lineup this time around. Dreamcool getting used at mid, but where is the follow-up? Yeah, it's just a little bit of damage from Jamesy. Moon here with the tornado. Jamesy, is he going to jaunt underneath? He does. Goes behind the tier 1. Grims once again. Wrong place, wrong time. Punched by Ice. Just very quickly dead.
Yeah, and we were talking about that Necrobot risk. Well, he's getting closer to it, only 325 gold away on Ice. So that tag team, which he's maxing out, gonna be hyper effective.
Yeah, and that's what kind of enables the Roshan as well once they take all of these early towers. A bot has rotated up to the off lane. Looking for that top tier 1.
I don't mind this. You know, you've got the Beastmaster standing next to you, so that inner Beast aura is going to be really effective.
Yeah, okay, so at least this time around, you know, Cignal, they get a tier 1. They're getting a little bit more control on the map. They've got somewhere to kind of split push and pressure, try and force some rotations out of Fnatic. They do, again, have good global mobility with the Chen, so that's something to be a little bit wary of. Oh, Jamesy doesn't have the orb available currently, tries to jump away a little bit, but there's the cold snap, the phase shift's still on cooldown, and Ice puts him in an early grave with that last punch.
Well, 10-minute Necro book coming out for Ice. Never what you want to see.
No.
You're coming up against that, and it is actually a Battle Fury that they've going here on 23 Savage, so...
Oh, Grims. Not again. Dagger in 2. Very difficult to run. Ice. Is he going to go for the kill secure? Doesn't need to. 23 Savage finishes it off. And yeah, what is this Beastmaster going to do? He's got a Soul Ring, and he's maxing axes so far. 23 Savage is going for him once again. Tornado does just barely clip. Moon wants some more earn charges. He's going to get him. Mirana manages to leap away, but...
Again, like a bot, he was slowly slithering his way down towards that team fight. You had the Puck there who could have potentially got, you know, for example, a 4-man Dream Coil off, but what then? Where's the follow-up? There's absolutely nothing. I'm liking the fact that Eris is gone this Starstorm build so that he can push out the waves a bit more, but he's just not doing it.
Jamesy again trying to defend at mid is going to get caught out a little bit. Tornado looking for him. Will not quite catch, but... That is Puck walking out to lane, getting dropped to 0 HP, and just having to walk all the way back to base. At least the Medusa is farming a bit on top, but his team is suffering in the meantime. Moon getting dusted up here, just gonna run back to his teammates. Grims with the swap into the stun. Moon's still pretty tanky. Van's got the roar. 23 Savage here just to look for the fight. Can they actually do enough damage to Moon? He's still got stick charges. Van trying to chase. Here comes the EMP. Not really gonna connect onto anybody, but Fnatic, they have everyone in the neighborhood here around the Radiant jungle and easily respond to that pressure from Cignal, who just kind of look frustrated in that moment, right? They're like, why is this Invoker allowed to walk up to us like this? Well,
why is the Invoker allowed to walk up to you, and then when they do commit, where's the follow-up? You know, again, you had the Puck regenerating mana with Dream Coil available, so it is one of those team fights where Invoker can't just walk away if something like that happens again. And you know, sure, they made some space for the Deucer and is catching up on the net worth charts, but it feels like it wouldn't just be a you're catching up, it would be a you're in the lead if they played with a little bit more cohesion.
As 23 Savage, he's changed gears again build-wise.
Okay.
So he's going back for just like a Deso SNY kind of a plan. Don't mind it. I think this was what the plan needed to be. Just keep the pressure up constantly, because the Tusk and the Chen, and even the Snapfire to an extent are gonna fall off later on. Oh, Jamesy orbs forward. Can he get his way out of this one? He's got the silence, jumps out of the shards. Ice still looking for him, and that Scatter Blast brings him low.
Commits the coil as well. You've got the Deso coming out now for 23 Savage, so 13.5 minutes to have that level of pressure on the map is always going to be a big concern. Eris doing his best to try and delay it by pushing out this bottom side, but doesn't have too much in the form of escape himself. Just got that level 1 leap, so it's a trouble that he might be in. Wants to pop the Moonlight. Do they have any detection? Do not have it.
Still find him out. Moonlight gets popped, but is that going to keep him alive? Tornado, Fairy Fire, one more punch from Ice. Job. Well, what do we got going on over here? There is a big, angry army of Chen creeps waiting up this hill for anybody who wants to face check it. We can get a Mud Golem into what, a triple Centaur stun going on.
I don't want to feel like I'm flaming Cignal here, but you saw what just happened on the bot side, right? Like, Mirana dies,
yeah,
but it was the Invoker and the Tusk that were doing it, and they had vision on this high ground where the Dire Sentry Ward now. So they knew they had a 4v situation, but they just don't feel confident at all. I mean, the fact that you're coming up against 3 Centaur Conquerors is always going to be a bit of a worry, but I mean, if there was any sort of time where you could have taken a team fight and maybe made it work for you, that was it.
They're smoked up. Do they have any vision here? They really need a hawk or some kind of information on this high ground. So if anyone was wondering why there are 5 creeps, Jabs does have a Helm of the Dominator picked up, so that's where the extra one's coming from. They're looking for the jump on a 23 Savage. He's fairly squishy, but they do have the heals for him here. He's just waiting out the leash, does get dragged in by the snowball, looking to continue the fight. Damage on the Medusa. A bot is going to get pushed back here by the Deafening Blast. They will lose 23 Savage, but here comes the Mortimer's Kisses damage. Ice Ice also dead. DJ looking to finish this one off. Jamesy Orb in a second. He's got the phase shift, still living for a little bit longer. A bot going to keep on fighting. Good damage from him. Jabs in the back line. It's just going to get chased down. It looks like this army is going to get cleaned up pretty effectively by Cignal as they take a 4-for-2 fight. I do not think that 23 Savage wanted to get snowballed in like that, but will end up being a very nice fight for Cignal.
Yeah, absolutely. It skyrockets a bot up towards the top side of that. I mean, he was able to stand underneath the tier 2 tower, and at this stage of the game, that still does a ton of damage against this type of lineup. Or is he going to get the stomp off?
Oh no. Oh no. Medusa's just trapped here now. No hope. No way of getting out. It's going to do some decent damage to Moon before he goes down, but
that's really unfortunate. Throughout that entire team fight, Jabs was essentially, with his gigantic army, just zoning out the Mirana, which, I mean, much point. What's a Mirana going to do in a team fight like that?
Quill and DJ just willingly snaps it to jump down into the river. It is, again, just rushing this this Aghanim Scepter on Snapfire.
I think with a Tusk, it fulfills the exact same role, right? You just toss him in, snowball out, you're happy.
Yeah, toss him in, you can easily kill somebody. Snowball out. I could also see the argument for him to just get, like, Greaves this game. But they want to make the fun plays. Jabs? Well, they do manage to bring in 23 Savage before it goes down, and they've actually got the net onto Jamesy, so that's going to be a kill there, and Grimm's also in some danger. That was just the Dark Troll Summoner net, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet 17 minutes. Now it is, so potentially some neutral camps starting to be taken. We can see Van hitting one here. He's getting close to his mech, so a little bit more sustained. He's not just going to get popped at the start of every single team fight. He's put a couple of points into the Call of the Wild as well, so maybe not so much the boar, but definitely the Hawk, going to give them some really valuable vision.
Fanatic with the tag team and the Deso and the Necrobook just going to head into the pit, but 23 Savage taking a lot of damage already. So really wishing that he had some lifesteal or something going on. Only level 12 currently. I don't know if the pace for Fnatic is quite as fast as they would maybe like, and that dive upon Jamesy. Well, they're trying for him here at mid. They
hit the arrow.
Punch off, but an arrow. Ice. Can they keep him alive? He's pretty tanky, but there's a Dream Coil. He doesn't have the snowball. Heal coming through. They're going to go for the swap just to finish him off. 23 Savage looking for the turnaround. They do bring down one. Jamesy getting chased by the Mortimer's Kisses, just barely surviving. 50 HP on him, but now DJ also going to be brought down. Fnatic cleaning up a couple of creeps, still chasing forward. Tornado not going to connect on anybody. There are 2 leaps on this Mirana, so he should be okay. But as I say that, 23 Savage just crits him down. A bot chasing after Jabs. This Dusa looking pretty scary. The Fairy Fire finally coming out for Jabs. I think he's had that since the beginning of the game, but it will keep him alive here.
Yeah, still got one more remaining and a regen rune on the bot side, but now with a few big ultimates used on the side of Cignal Ultra, could that embolden Fnatic to again go for this Roshan?
I think they really want to, but I'm not 100% sure if they can. And this is where things start getting a little bit worrying that this Medusa is doing. This Medusa is doing a lot of damage. He's got the Inner Beast helping him out. He's got the Vengeful Spirit buffing him up as well. And that stuff isn't even maxed just yet. It's still only 2 points Inner Beast. It's still only, what, 3 points in the Vengeance Aura now. So this lineup still has a lot of room to grow. And of course, the Dusa herself still has a lot of room to grow damage-wise. I think they really need the Aegis to keep this lineup going and start getting the tier 2 towers.
Yeah, keep them at bay a little bit. Ooh, really nice fan brace being dropped there. But I think Abad, he's pretty keen on his damage-dealing build right now with the Imp Claw.
Yeah, I think it's working well. He's going to go for BKB up next. But, you know, Cignal, they're the ones deciding where these fights are happening.
Ice.
Forcing things underneath the tier 2 at top. Ice. Trying to get the snowball off, perhaps. He actually ends up breaking the coil. So stunned there, and Fnatic still coming in looking for a little bit of a fight. Can they focus down this Medusa? That's got to be the question. Grims swap away. Moon in some danger. Is going to try and survive with the Ghost Walk, but he's being brought down. I don't know about this fight,
Savage.
Fnatic. At least 23 Savage will be able to bring down a bot. On the backlines, they're chasing after Jamesy, but he's still living. Jump forward with the cookie. DJ, can he finish this kill? Jamesy able to jaunt away. DJ still going to go chasing after him. On this side of the fight, Jabs, well, looking to bring down
Lucky
Grims.
crit.
Misses on the stomp. Phantom Assassin does bring down the Mirana. Grims with the swap, still trying to live. Jabs chasing after him. Does seem like Jamesy is still on the run. He's made it back to the fountain. One more touch from Jabs will bring down the Venge. And in the end, will be a bit of a turnaround for Fnatic. Not the cleanest start to that fight, but at least they managed to focus down the Medusa before she could do too much work.
And now they've got the Roche potential. They can find underneath it with the tag team. It's going to blow up really quickly. Grims has just been cordoned off inside this little igloo.
Oh, they got the Hawk Vision. Van's over here. Roshan dropping pretty quickly. Puck coming over. James, is he going to try for a snipe? Not interested. Gets the vision and just going to run for it. Moon chasing after him. Does actually have this Orchid available. So whoever he finds out, I think is just 100% dead. Here we go. Cold Snap with the auto attacks. Moon still chasing. Here's the Tornado. Going to give the vision to 23 Savage to jump forward and finish the job. One crit will do. Dominating streak for this Phantom Assassin. Jamesy just going to try and pressure over at mid. Medusa farming all the while, but
this is
Fnatic, I think they're back on their pace.
They are, but this is what they were lacking in game 1, right? The fact that, sure, Van dies again, and well, actually they've found out the puck here.
Cookie getting snowball dodged, unfortunately. On the other side of the fight, Moon actually being dream coiled. Can he find a way out of this one? I don't think so. Trying to backstab this fight is just going to get punished somewhat. A bot losing a lot of mana very quickly, and DJ just going to let loose with the Mortimer's Kisses. He's actually got the gobble up ready in 20 seconds time. Mirana, one leap. Is that going to be enough? Jamesy looking to punish. SSI still has everything available. Looking to dive a little deeper. Does get caught by the arrow. They do have a follow-up roar from Van. Where's the damage going to come from, Cignal? That's my question.
This is just not it, you know? it's not
like, what is that spell usage? Jamesy looking to finish the kill. 22 Savage still just relying on his Essence Ring to keep himself going. Jabs keeps farming up camps with his neutrals. Pretty happy that the Medusa is dead currently. Oh, Jamesy. Straight into the snowball. That is not where you want to be, friend.
Where's
Can't
the
go up that high
backup?
ground with no vision. Well, I don't even know if that's like a backup problem. That's
incomplete.
22 Savage is in. And it looks so weird with the hero just like flying completely stationary through the air. Well, completely unmoving. Van's dead. He's cold snap. Fnatic, when they have an opportunity, there are no illusions about like, oh yeah, I'm behind my tower, that's safe. Nowhere is safe. If Fnatic know that you can't punish them for being somewhere, they're just gonna go. They're just gonna go and make whatever play they want.
And just on that gobble up and spit, it has like, unless I was hearing it wrong, it has some sound effect that makes it sound like some, you know, Wile E. Coyote, Hanna-Barbera sort of stuff, where it's like...
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll keep a lookout here.
Is DJ going to be able to get away? No, they had the call from the Chen trying to reposition him, but he's going to get picked off just in time.
Nice from Cignal. They get something, and they do open up some space for themselves over at bot. A bot just has a rapier queued up at this point, and it does find a pretty big stack to quickly clear. If the Dusa gets to stand and auto attack, he's going to do a lot of damage, but the problem is whether or not that is actually an option. Jamesy getting caught out here, doesn't have any way to get out of the silence. So much damage, even with the Essence Ring. Unable to survive. Ice. Looking for stragglers, does find out Grims. That is his 9th death of the game now. He's really not having a very fun time. At least he gets to play some Dota with the illusion afterwards.
That's always fun, right?
Yeah, always good.
Some lane cutting Dota. They ping the Devi on the map.
Oh. 20 Savage just trying to find him. Alright, he gets him in the end. A bot switching over to top to keep on pushing out there. The off lane for Cignal just does not feel like it's really done all that much.
Oh, they're trying to find an Eris again here. Oh, just the skeleton warrior, but having to back off a little bit. All right,
Just prowling constantly with this Orchid. Very, very difficult to deal with. DJ just going for a blink. So that's actually going to give him some saving potential now with the gobble up. If a roar happens, you can always jump in, grab the hero, throw them out of the fight, perhaps.
All right, so what have we got here? We've got 45 seconds on this Aegis. We've got Medusa 200 gold away from finishing that BKB, and they've just got a couple of these bounty runes. You have to play a bit more passive here if you're on Cignal's side to try and wait this out.
How much longer? It's Aegis 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke.
New neutral items relatively soon. Oh, throw him in.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, it's a triple stun from 23 Savage. He's gonna get roared, but he's still got the Aegis for a little bit longer. A bot popping the BKB. I'm not sure if you want to kill the PA just yet. That's life number 1. Moon does actually get caught out by the Stone Gaze, so he just dies to the auto attack. The bot does not have his BKB anymore. Cookie stun, jab sending in the creeps. Grims looking for the follow-up stun. 23 Savage pretty low, does have the stick charges. Running back towards DJ and jabs. Where is Ice in this fight? He's finally making his way in now. A bot low on mana. 23 Savage just gonna hard commit. Defensive swap from Grims, but Ice is there to finish off the kill. Miranda trying to leap her way back into the base. Oh, they're looking for him. Arrow, is it gonna land? That's a pretty nice arrow. I don't think it's gonna do that much to the Phantom Assassin, but... Also, did 23 Savage get his Satanic like delivered mid-fight there? And is that? I think that's what healed him all the way back up to full when he re-engaged.
I mean, they only have the mech on the Tusk, right? And he came towards the end of the fight, so...
Oh, that's... Okay, so somebody did end up getting the mech this game. I was kind of wondering. They've grabbed everything, right? They've got Dominator, they've got Vlad's, they've got mech, they've got Necrobook. Everything you could possibly want for this kind of 5-man push. They've even got the ice armor on the PA. They've got the Alpha Wolf. This is one very scary Phantom Assassin.
Can't even go for the swap play here. Still 15 seconds left on the Venge, and it's still level 1, so it doesn't have the greatest cast range. You're just dead if you try and move forward at all.
At least he's got Keen Optic. That's something.
That's something.
Fanatic looking to clean up the first lane of racks here. There's going to be a Dream Coil, Arrow, Fishing, Ice, Defensive Snowball. DJ actually going in looking for the Gobble Up, but not necessary. The Stone Gaze is already being used. If they can kite this out, that's going to be pretty nice. Ice getting jumped. DJ will not be able to save him. Blink still on cooldown for 3 seconds, but that is everything getting popped for the Medusa. BKB and the Stone Gaze both being used, so I don't think Fnatic are going anywhere. Yeah, they're just waiting.
Who are they
got
spitting
the Gobble Up. They're going to load up the Alacrity as well. They're waiting. They don't see anybody. All right, just going to go for the creep wave.
Ooh. We want to see in the base.
Yeah, there was a call made, I think, like, wait, guys, we can go get more neutral items. And we can go get some bounties that we've left on the map. And we can get all the lanes in. Maybe we should just do that instead. Let's resist the throw. Look at that. We got a Paladin sword for our PA.
All right, yeah,
how nice is that?
And a repair kit. Not that they'll really need it, but...
No, but, you know, whoever takes that is going to have a heck of a lot of regen. With,
Secrets.
Yeah, well, what did we expect, really? About running forward, Moon now getting dragged in. Arrow does connect onto the Invoker. I don't know if 23 Savage needs a whole lot of help here, though. Actually just spit him towards the Medusa. Stun number 1. Like we said before, Medusa just doesn't have the cooldowns currently, so it gets completely melted down by the Snapfire ulti. And Mirana on the run. Jamesy just trying to push out mid a little bit. Still desperately wants this mid tier 1 tower.
You can want it all you want, but then there's the reality of the situation. I mean, it's a little bit of an odd game from ISSI, so he's saying he's getting 5-second arrowed here, but they don't really mind when they're able to take this tier 3 tower bot side. His net worth's not great. He's neck and neck with the Chen on his side, and been talking about Van a little bit. He is sitting dead down in 8th position.
And meanwhile, Snapfire is number 2 on net worth.
Yeah.
On Fnatic.
Just jabs things, you know.
Barracks are under attack.
Well, just DJ things. So Snapfire number 2, Chen. Chen still has a lot of net worth, in fairness. But.
Yeah. He's got the, blink ags. If you needed more movement.
Man, this
He goes in.
Is under attack.
Arrowed.
This is it.
Swap into the fountain. 23 Savage. 23 Skidoo. He pops the Static. Doesn't have anyone to hit. Ice Ice also swapped in. All right, he's going to be able to get the snowball out. Bit of an opportunity here for Cignal, perhaps. Jamesy's still chasing, doesn't have the coil. About running forward with the extra move speed. Jab's about to be brought down. They're also looking for Ice. Moon trying to help. Giving the... Oh, he was trying to give the Sunstrike vision. It's actually kind of worked for the snowball up onto the high ground. That is team play from Fnatic. Can they actually get Ice out, though, is the real question here. They're still chasing after him. All right, there's the gobble, the spit.
Spits him away.
He's out of there. Oh, that was some very cute team play from Fnatic there.
Yeah. We've even got the Greaves back up in 7 seconds, so they're going to go right back in there. They know they don't have too many ultimates. They've got the Beastmaster Roar and Dream Call in 5 seconds, but just seem to want to go, go, go.
Wayne's trying to decide if he can get the solo kill. And he's got a Vanguard and a mech. Maybe this is a little bit tough. Maybe I need just a little bit of backup. The DJ and Ice chasing after a bot up here. Is BKB still on cooldown for 5 seconds? Sunstrike scouting out where he's headed. He's got the TP. I think DJ's found him though. There's stun number 1. And where there's one stun, there are many. They have used the Walrus Punch, so maybe a BKB TP in the works here. All right.
Yeah. The tip coming out. It was like, oh, maybe a little bit too keen.
We probably could have killed him there, but mind that DJ. It's got a Lotus. He's pretty tanky here, but yeah, I don't think they go for this fight. This does not look like a fight signal. I know you want it to be, but I'm sorry, I don't think it's possible.
You'd have to say this is probably the fight that ends the game, right?
Yeah. Well, the fight that ended the game was probably 1 or 2 fights ago, but 19k lead now in favor of Fnatic. We are at 100% win probability, so...
Oh, he even used the Divine Favor on the Beastmaster Hawk, so he didn't even have any vision.
They know that his BKB's on cooldown. Moon missing on the Tornado there. Looking to set it up with the Ice Wall. All right, also missing on the Ice Wall. Here comes Ice, though, baby. That's what we're looking for. But can he get the Stone Gaze up? No, he doesn't have the mana. The defensive swap not even going to be enough to save him here as they snowball forward. They're still looking for a little bit more. Finally, the dust comes out. They get a little bit of extra vision against the Moonlight Shadow.
That's it.
Harry's getting crit in his way into the trees. Does get the TP out. I think that might still come for him in the fountain anyway. As Van about to get punched down. Piranha, they want him. He knows they're coming for him. Jamesy brought down, and as the fountain dive continues, finally the GG will be called. Can they actually get Savage out of here? I think he's okay. Still got cheese. I think he sold the cheese at the last second for more